We're back after a long week off. It was time for us to catch some rays, and go to work, and, well, have an appendix removed. Tyler, we know you're faking it. We still love you, but come on. Nobody actually lives in their appendix. It's not real. So within the past week, we've been gone and enjoyed some time off. Not from you, but mainly from you, the listeners. We love you guys. There was an all-star game and a home run derby. Boy, were they memorable. I forgot everything that happened. Yeah. Um, well, Jaron Duran hit a home run to solidify a win for the AL. Boom hit a bunch. So did Teoscar. Congrats, by the way. And that's all I have to say about that.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Is there an All-Star break hangover? Is that a thing? As Jay breaks his screwdriver.
There
I,
absolutely is.
the Phils have been 4-6 in their last 10. Are we seeing fatigue, or is it most likely just the standard baseball woes as the season goes? I think it's just the woes as the season goes. I mean, we've still got the best record in baseball. I mean, a team that's nothing but woes. The White Sox are 0 for the last 10. Ooh, that's, will they go down with the worst record of all time? I think
Yes.
they can, but we'll see. They have 11 more losses than the Marlins. It's pathetic. Congrats to my fantasy pitcher, Dylan Cease, tossing a no-hitter today against the stagnant Nationals lineup. Let's get back in the groove, crack open the cold boys, and much like a Blue Jays catcher, let's parties with our pants off in the car. Jay, let's do it. How you doing, buddy? It's good to see you, man. I miss you, buddy.
I miss you too. It's been a couple weeks. I mean, we took last week off, which was nice. Able to get some things done. Went on a little vacation. But like always, we're back. Drunks on the Pond, episode 18. Dude, it's been a hell of a week. You know, as you mentioned, we had the All-Star game, the home run derby. Pete Alonso once again shits the bed, loses. Alec Boehm gets to the second round and loses to semifinals, and he lost to Teoscar, right?
Yeah, which I'm happy they lost to someone who went on to win.
I'm perfectly fine with that. But Boehm, hell of a performance. And the other thing you mentioned, the All-Star game was not memorable at all. I maybe watched about 4 innings, and I mean, one of my favorite things was at the infield at one point was Boehm, Turner, and Harper. They were just missing Stott at second, and they kind of alluded to it. They're like, yeah, we're missing our second baseman who's off on vacation. It was like, damn. Like, if only Stott was a little bit better, we would have had the whole Phillies infield. But yeah, outside of Ohtani hitting a homer, Durant hitting a homer, there wasn't anything to it. I mean,
No.
which sucks because
it was boring.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, I did watch the Futures game, and that was on Friday.
Yep.
That was actually a really, really good game. Watching Crawford and Miller.
Crawford looked great.
I said it before, and I'll keep saying it. Justin Crawford's going to be the real deal. And with the trade deadline looming, you read a lot of reports on who's getting moved, and every time I see the Phillies doing something, it's either Crawford's name, it's Miller's name, it's Painter, Abel, my boy Kaba. There's a lot of names going around, and, Mason Miller, today? Just broke his pinky.
On his non-throwing hand.
On his non-throwing hand, but he broke his pinky punching a
trainer's table.
A trainer's table. Dude, I get it. No one wants to play for Oakland. You suck. Your owner's a jackass. But come on, man, you don't have to take it out on the trainer's table.
But he also did it after a win.
Yeah, but you're still playing for Oakland. Like, you're like, hell yeah, boys, way to go. And someone's like, you're still in Oakland, and you're like, motherfucker. You punch the table, and you're like, ah!
My God.
It's crazy, though, because you even said it. He broke his non-dominant hand pinky. Now,
My
the
guess is he
crazy
was
thing to
smart.
me is,
My guess is he was smart.
but throwing a punch that's hard enough and fast enough to break your pinky with your non-dominant hand, I mean,
Yeah, man, I
listen,
get it.
my I am right-handed. My left hand, if someone asks me to swing it in a fight, I might as well just tap them with a feather because that's all that's going to happen at that point.
Yeah. uh,
So,
yeah, I don't. I'm not gonna do that. Like,
oh no, I'm not going to do it for the science. Like, that ain't
no, no, no,
happening.
no, 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 no. Uh, I mean, let's just talk about the news from today. Well, from yesterday, really. So, speaking of potential switch hitters, Reese McGuire.
Oh man, hold on. You know this is 2 weeks of us having talked about something with jacking off. Like, I mean, first we talked about it last week with Otani standing on second,
Yeah.
and now here we are the next week bringing Reese McGuire's tragic day back to life.
Hey, he made it to the majors with a different organization because, let's just face it, I don't think Canada, with as progressive as they are, were very happy about someone being on their team and trying to fire off some knuckle children in Dollar Tree parking lot. So yeah, he's with the Red Sox now, which I did not know. And let's just say the Rockies had the happy ending.
God,
They won 20-7.
they
Hey, listen,
whooped the shit out of him.
there's very few times you can come to a conclusion, dramatic pause, of holy shit, every dog has their day. 20-7 against the Red Sox, who are a playoff team as we speak. Uh, little fun fact: the Rockies are one of two teams to score 20 runs this year. The other team is within the competition for worst record in the league. But let's just face it, they're not going to be the worst team in the league. That is a mantle being held very proudly and very loudly and also very easily by the Chicago White Sox.
Aren't they like 50 games under 500?
They are
Like, isn't that
extremely
a
close to
thing?
50 games under 500. They're, gosh, Shiitake mushrooms. I am blanking on their record.
Like,
You can hit that up for me
they
because
are.
you're a sweet pea. So let me
They're
just go
50
through.
games under 500.
Man, oh, I'd rather get caught jerking off in a parking lot in my car.
All right,
Oh,
easy, Reese. Come on, focus.
hey, all right.
I
So a
I
lot
know it's
happened in
hard to
this game.
drive past
A lot
a
happened in
lot.
this game. 20 runs put up by the Rockies. Listen, you want to go Coors Field effect? Sure. They have a pretty decent offense. I mean, Tovar's having a pretty solid season. McMahon's doing exactly what everyone knows McMahon can do, but unfortunately, he is entrenched in the Rockies system, and it seems like the Rockies aren't willing to trade him. You have no, no, Elias Diaz is not playing great. I'm pretty sure he's hurt. Chris Bryant, I'm pretty sure he's hurt. Larry Walker and Todd Helton didn't show up to the game.
Jesus.
Carlos Gonzalez, he was scratched. Tulowitzki, he missed his flight.
I forgot
Um,
Trevor's story.
Trevor Story, he was too busy reading story time at the library for kids.
You could say Ubaldo Jimenez.
Ubaldo Jimenez, he was a little bit busy trying to be the tallest guy on the Rockies ever, with a very unique delivery. And let's see, who else am I forgetting? Oh, Chuck Nasty. He was there, but I don't know if he factored into the game at all because let's face it, there are certain times where you should know when to hang it up. And I don't know if Chuck Nasty has the internet.
Chuck Nasty, as long as he gets a hit like once a month, I don't see him retiring.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to go on like an 0 for 100 run and be like, you know what, maybe I don't have it anymore. But just as long as he gets that one hit a month, like it could be a double, could be a home run.
It could be a double, except it'll take him 4 minutes to get to second base. He's one of the slowest guys in the league now.
I do remember when he was one of the fastest. There was a time where Charlie Blackmon had like a 99 speed in MLB The Show. Like Charlie Blackmon was a goddamn animal.
I think his lowest speed
with the shit.
I think his lowest speed in like his peak era was like 86.
Yeah, Charlie Blackmon was fast as fuck.
Dude,
fast as fuck, boy.
Do you have any idea how fast I am? I'm fast as fuck, boy.
But that's not even the peak of like what that game was. The peak of that game potentially gave us one of the greatest sound bites, or as John Boy does it, one of the best lip reads of all time. Cal Quantrill looked directly at the Jizz Burglar himself, Reese McGuire, as he's jogging up to first after he got out, and he literally said, "You jacked off in a parking lot, you dumb fuck." And then all hell kind of broke loose, and he saw both benches clear, and they kind of all meshed together, and Reese is like, "Dude, I told you not to bring that up. I thought you weren't going to say anything." And it's like, well, the world knows.
Two things surprised me on this. One, the fact that it took this long for someone to say something to him about it and a fight to break out. Like, if there was any other jerk off in the league to face Reese McGuire first, they're going, it's getting called out immediately. But I was surprised that it took this long. Number two, I'm surprised at who called him out. We're talking Cal Quantrill. When the hell has this dude ever been a nuisance in the league? Maybe I'm just missing something.
Dude, I've never seen him raise a finger.
I have never heard a bad thing about Cal Quantrill in my life. And out of nowhere, you get the lip reading of him look dead at Reese McGuire. Mind you, Reese McGuire got out on the play. He didn't get a hit.
No, nothing could have ticked Cal off. Nothing could have pissed him off.
Cal must have been holding this one in for weeks.
Well, this happened 3 years ago, right?
It had to be at least 2 years ago now. Cal was waiting for Reese McGuire just to come up to the plate. He must have just saw him in the batter's box and went, I cannot wait until I can talk to this fucking guy.
But what makes it even better is Cal Quantrill has been on the Indians for the past couple of years. You've been in the AL. You played him in Toronto and in Boston.
It's so good. I just
it was incredible.
The one person I would expect it from is Joe Kelly.
I was just going to say Joe Kelly.
He is the definition of an instigator. Joe Kelly starts shit. He will finish it if
he will finish it.
but he instigates the shit out of everything. So the minute I heard someone call out Reese McGuire for this, I was like, oh, it's probably Joe Kelly, it's probably Manny Machado, it's probably one of the jerk-offs of the league. I see Cal Quantrill's picture, and I'm like, wait a minute. Like, why was it Cal Quantrill? Like,
a guy you can't pick out of the lineup. And you're like, who the fuck? What? If you just saw his picture, you're like, he did that? Like, this is the legit, like, Arrested Development. Him? Like, 100%. Like him?
I could not believe it. And it was even more funny because when you watch the lip reading, he looks pissed off. Like, he looks like Reese McGuire took a dump in his cleats before the game. Like,
oh, dude, absolutely.
He looks angry. And he says this. And I think Reese McGuire was so caught off guard because he's like, yo! He's like, what the fuck is your problem?
Dude, I thought we said we weren't going to talk about this.
He's like, you whacking son of a bitch. And the bench is cleared. The fact that the bench is cleared over Reese McGuire beating his dick in a Dollar General parking lot has to be the greatest reason for a fight in baseball. Like, this goes above and beyond Tommy Pham smacking what's-his-face over fantasy fucking
Jock
baseball.
Peterson. Yeah.
Yeah, when he smacked Jock Peterson in the face. No. We're talking Boston was so upset that Cal Quantrill called out Reese McGuire for beating his meat in public. That Boston's like, you don't talk to our backup catcher like that. It's like, yeah, he did it, but he's sorry.
Dude, this just goes to show how much of a team sport this is. Like, if you don't have another person on your team's back, you're scum. You are an absolute... You are the 17-year-old piece of gum on the sidewalk in the middle of fucking Broad Street. You are worse than that because the dog has shit and pissed on it 10,000 times. If you don't get backed up by your team. However, there's got to be a couple guys in the league with their morals that are like, fuck, dude, I really don't want to protect him on this. Like, technically, he's a sex offender.
But you know what my favorite part about it, though? Is that the bullpens ran out. They had no idea what the hell happened.
They did.
They just saw a fight break out, and they're like, oh, shit, we got something going on. And then after the game, they were probably like, yo, so what the hell happened between Quantrill and McGuire? And someone in Boston was like, dude, he was making fun of him for beating his meat in public, and the bullpen's just like, we ran 200 yards because someone called out Reese McGuire for beating his dick. I'd be like, oh, dude, like, come on. Like,
I got sweaty in Colorado for this?
Dude, 200 yard run. And the best part about the brawls is when the bullpens are running side by side with each other to the fight. Like, they could easily stop in the outfield and start whooping ass with the other team. No, they're like, okay, it's like, we'll run down together and then we'll just fight down there. It's like, I want to see the doors open from the bullpen and just haymakers getting thrown in the outfield. So now the umps are like, we got to break up the fight here, but then we got to run 200 yards back there and stop the bullpens from killing each other.
Dude, it just reminds me of two things. So, put a note on this. It reminds me in hockey when all of a sudden there's just like a huge brawl between several players, and the goalies look at each other from both creases, and they're like, and they just fucking storm to middle ice, and they start chucking makers at each other. And then they're like, I don't even know why we did that, dude. You know how hard it is to skate the middle ice in these pads? Fuck. And
dude, God bless the goalies that go down there, because it's the greatest thing.
Chef's kiss. You are the real heroes. It's incredible. Nothing but applaud. I just want to see more goalie fights in hockey. They're the best. They're the best because you look like two very, very fat sumo guys with very thin faces.
It's just big ass body, tiny ass head.
Dude, it's great. So, you brought up an interesting point. I've never really put it like into like perspective or visualization. about when bullpens run out. So you got a couple stadiums where it's awesome. Like you got the A's where their bullpens are on foul lines.
Yeah.
You got Cubs on the foul lines. San Francisco's on the foul lines.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, not anymore. They moved them back to center field.
Did they? Where the
Yeah, they're
glove
out in center
was?
field now.
Is the
No,
glove
the
still
glove
there?
was in the glove was in left field. I think it's still there, but I do think the
Okay.
bullpens got moved out to center now in San Fran.
Okay. Who else has foul line bullpens? There's one or two more teams, right?
Tampa Bay does.
That's not a real stadium.
Toronto had them, then Toronto did the renovations and moved out to center.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Outside of that, nothing's really coming to mind.
Yeah, the modern
Uh,
stadium. I don't think so. Because didn't the Twins? They used to in the dome.
yeah, the Twins, when
Yeah,
the
that's
Twins
what it was.
were at,
The Metrodome. Yeah, dude. Like, imagine Citizens Bank Park, where you have to come down the steps when you're the visiting
yes.
team, and then you're like, get the fuck out of my way. If you're Matt Straub, like, get the fuck out of my way. And it's like, no,
Like-
you stop. I'm going first. This is my home. You wait.
A shared stairwell.
It's great.
We need a fight at Citizens Bank now. Just so we can watch the bullpen. Just
That's
go,
all
all
I
right,
want.
Come on.
That's
you
all I
guys
want.
go. Come on, hurry.
I want a camera directly on the bullpen, where it's like, okay, I want to see how they leave. Like, I want to see how they leave in every single way possible. I just want to see them like going down the steps, just bumping into each other.
Know what I would really love to see? It's a great point because I think we're the only ballpark that has this. What if they're all running down the stairs fighting each other and the gate's jammed? Now you got a situation like Animal House when when the dude walks him in the alley and leaves and they're just banging into each other. Like now the umpire's got the fight at home. He's looking out to center field. The bullpens are fighting in this little stairwell. The Philly Fanatics dropping elbows off the ivy.
Yeah.
It's just pandemonium.
Dude, like, I'm trying to picture, like, one of the biggest relievers ever, and then one of the smallest. So, like, I don't know why this came into my head. I'm thinking Alvarado barreling down the steps, and Jeff Geary is right next to him.
Oh,
And he bumps that little mouse face fuck into the wall and breaks his whole right side of his body. He goes, "Que pasa?" And then just continues walking out. And he's like, I got other S's to beat.
yo, you know who would be an absolute menace coming down those stairs? You remember? What the hell is his name? I think his last name was Coffey.
Oh, yeah.
No, Paul Coffey was a hockey
He
player.
was a flyer. Todd Coffey?
Yeah, I think it was Todd. When
It was
Todd
Todd
Coffey would run out, he would run out to the mound.
Yep.
I want Todd Coffey coming back, sprinting down the stairs, and hitting the ground running. Like, oh
Dude.
man.
Who was it that JT gave the most infamous gift of all time of just, who was the pitcher that ran in?
That was David Phelps.
No, I don't think that's right.
Hold on.
But I do know that we got him from the Yankees. You might be right.
No.
Dave Phelps is from the Yankees. Oh, damn. Who that was?
No, it wasn't David Phelps.
No, but we got Phelps from the Yankees. I know that. He was a waiver claim.
Oh, Jared Hughes.
Jarrett Hughes. Dude,
Jared Hughes.
he was not a small dude.
No, he was not at all.
But also, he's one of the biggest idiots. No offense, Jared. Listen, you didn't do anything for me, for this city, for that team. If you miraculously hear this, sucks. Just deal with it. Um, so Jared, you did one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life, and you were gassed the entire time you were out there. You're not even remotely close to being conditioned to sprint from center field to the mound. Don't ever do it. So let's just let's just think about what the bullpen guys have to do to sprint all the way down, and they're like, "Oh man, I don't want to fight. I might have to pitch later."
I'd be
Like,
so pissed. So pissed.
it's kind of hilarious, but it's also like that's why they're usually in the back. And then you got a few different relievers out there who are, when they're in the
Yeah.
game, they're the ones who are like, dude, I'll fight the whole fucking team. Amir Garrett.
That dude was a menace.
He's pitching amazingly this year with the Angels. At least last time I checked, he was. He's having a great season with the Angels this year. I know that. He was. Let me not say I know that.
Big fan. Big
Dude.
fan of Amir Garrett, though. Dude didn't take shit from anybody.
Fuck no. And that's one thing that I respect about players in baseball is now you got 25 other guys to back you up.
Yep.
Hey, Reese McGuire, thank your team that you have 25 guys to back you up when you're technically someone who should not be allowed near a school.
Guy was disturbing the peace at the Dollar General.
Dude, listen, we all know baseball is about white balls, but it has red laces. Reese McGuire, dude, he was all about his balls one night.
So, we got something to talk about that happened 4 days ago, and it's kind of crazy we haven't brought it up yet.
Oh, Tuto.
It is time for your update of the catcher, Martin Maldonado. On the latest update, as of July 21st, Martin Maldonado has been released by the Chicago White Sox, ending his 1-year tenure in the South Side. Can we really sit here and say that we're surprised? Like,
why would you even say it's a 1-year tender? It's a half season, and on top of that, you legit did dig.
well, the only reason I said 1-year tenure is because that's all they signed him for.
Yeah,
Just a 1 year.
but he didn't even make it. Didn't even make it.
Still, he still made on 1 year $4.25 million.
Dude,
Like, holy shit.
4.25 mil to be an absolute stain on the floor of Ryan McGuire's car.
It's brutal.
You gotta
man.
be kidding me. Like, get the hell out of here. Like, stop pretending to play this game for the love of the game. You were playing for money because you're not good, Maldonado. Listen, I respect the fact that you hustled the fuck out of the White Sox. You literally went, yeah, I know every single version of every single program that Microsoft has to offer. I can do Excel in 30 different languages. And then you show up on your first day, it's like, where's the water cooler? I'm going to hang out by that for the next 5 months and not do dick.
My favorite part about it, and it pisses me off too to say this. You know what's going to happen now? One of the Astros catchers are going to get hurt. They're going to re-sign Martin Maldonado.
Stop.
He's going to hit like 325, 10 home runs in like a month.
On the stretch.
And he's going to be a defensive fucking magician. That is what is going to piss me off the absolute most about this. I'm telling you,
No.
give it the next couple weeks. You're going to see an Astros catcher get hurt, and Martin Maldonado's phone's going to ring. He'll be like, yeah, I'm 37, but I can still hit with the best of them. Hits 300. Oh, man, Then the Astros will get in the playoffs. He'll hit 400 in the playoffs. Piss everybody off.
6 home runs in a week because fuck it, why not?
Dude, I'm telling you. Give it 2 weeks to a month. He'll be back.
But the only time he'll ever be utilized at the plate is when no one's on base. And he'll just hit solo home runs. Oh, by the way, because you brought him up, let's talk about another old drunks on the pond favorite player of ours. Hey,
Do tell.
Tyler. Not our Tyler who just lost Independence. I'm talking about Tyler O'Neill.
Oh, Mr. Solo Bob himself.
Mr. I have 20 home runs in the year, but 38 RBIs. You know what? Honestly, I really do wish I could say the Red Sox were all for one for all. But you see Tyler O'Neill's stats like that, and you're like, dude, who the fuck is ever on base in front of him? Does he ever do anything when anyone's on base? Apparently not. But after I saw the Red Sox come to the defense of a guy who literally just infiltrated his own spank bank in his car, let's just say there is 100% some camaraderie on that team. That is a lot more than I expected for a guy with 20 home runs, 38 RBIs. But yet that team actually cares about being a team. It's just unfortunately he is never having anybody in front of him on base.
No.
How ironically weird.
Like, you got to see Tyler O'Neill come up with just no one on and go, all right, I'm going to give up a solo bomb here, but you know what? It's just one run. And then when Tyler O'Neill comes up and the bases are loaded, you're like, all right, there's a good chance this ball is going to stay in play. But that doesn't mean he's going to get out. He could clear the bases. But Tyler O'Neill having more home runs than your home run RBI split, it's pretty crazy.
It's wild, dude. It's wild.
Someone else does that.
Harper did his MVP season.
No, I'm talking about Captain, if I'm not in the Derby, I'm not going. Well, he's actually doing a little better this year.
Alonso? Yeah.
20 home runs, 53 RBIs, so I guess they're getting on for him, but, are they really going to help him out now that he screwed Nimmo and Lindor out of the All-Star game? I guess only time will tell.
You know what, honestly, remember how we both said, we agreed with Ken Rosenthal not saying, he screwed them out? After his showing, he fucking screwed them out.
Dude, he was bad.
I honestly feel like this is going to sound weird, he might be a bigger unknown troll than Joe Kelly or Joey Votto.
Really?
Dude, you hit more fucking home runs in the Subway Series over a weekend than you did in the home run derby.
Yeah, that's fair.
4! He hit 4 against the Yankees this past weekend. Guess how many he had in the derby? Less than 4.
Pete Alonso is that player that you hate because he's on the Mets, but you love because the longer he's on the Mets, the worse they're going to be. Because he literally just handcuffs them.
Absolutely. That's why I think he's going to go to the Mariners and spark-plug their offense for about 2 weeks. This is a 100% guess. He'll spark-plug their offense for about 2 weeks, and then he's going to fucking absolutely dive bomb and be a Japanese zero just diving straight into the ground, trying to take out a fucking Pearl Harbor moment. And then Julio Rodriguez is going to be like, dude, I got to play baseball again. And Julio Rodriguez is finally going to wake up for the season.
Dude, he has been bad this year.
It's he has so been disappointing, dude.
I haven't seen his stats this year in a while. Oh, man.
Dude, it's rough for him.
11 home runs, 37 RBIs, 45 runs, which, if you're talking to a non-baseball fan, they'd be like, well, isn't that good? Technically, it's good, but decent. For a player of his caliber, it's not what you would expect.
We're also talking about a guy who had 41 home runs in 10 minutes in the home run derby last year. But also, we're also talking about a guy who legit at, I want to say in August last year, August, maybe early September, he went like 20 for like 28.
Yeah, I do remember that.
He had one of the best hitting displays I've ever seen over like a 5-game period, but it was also like a 15-game hitting streak, I believe. Dude, he just went on an absolute tear of putting on a display of, listen, I'm really good. Take notice, understand, I'm not anything to look at and be like, well, he plays for the Mariners, you can forget about him. I'm the next Griffey, maybe not with the power, but of the quality player you get. And this year, I think he just kind of got a little overwhelmed of being the offense. Because let's face it, man, their pitching is incredibly good. Their hitting has been so subpar.
It's pretty much Logan Gilbert and friends in that rotation.
Dude, yeah, except all his friends are good.
Tell you what, you want to know who I really hate to say it, but you know who really seems like it's over for? Mikey Fish Sticks himself, Trout. Dude. First game rehab stint, one at bat. I think he struck out at the at bat. His second at bat, he tweaked something and he's hurt again. And you know, when you hear the name Mike Trout, you think of someone that probably would have gone down as one of the best baseball players of all time had he maintained being healthy. It is very clear now that age is starting to take effect. The injuries are taking effect. Like, we're talking about someone who started this year very hot.
Dude.
But now we're talking about someone that's got a .9 WAR. In 109 at-bats, he's got 24 hits, 10 of which are home runs. He's got 17 runs, 14 RBIs, so there's someone else. He's got 10 home runs, but only 14 RBIs.
Uh-huh.
His batting average is .220.
Yeah,
these are not...
Career? What's his career? Like, let's not...
His career... No, so, hold on. His career is .299. He's hitting .300 pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
But what I'm just pointing out is that, like, we're talking Mike Trout in his age 32 season, which is crazy because a lot of people still remember when Mike Trout debuted. Like, this was huge for baseball. And, like, in all the years since, he's either hit in the high twos, like in the 280, 290 range. He's had multiple seasons hitting over 300. Like, the guy is an absolute animal, and he will go down as one of the best baseball players of the 2010s.
Absolutely.
No doubt about that. He will probably be number one, if we're being honest. But it's very tough to see someone like Mike Trout all of a sudden start to feel the effects of all the injuries, the back pains, the wrists, the shoulder, the knees. It almost feels like everything's kind of given out on him at this point. And with the way it's going, we really got to have a serious talk about, is Mike Trout still going to be in this league in the next 2 or 3 years?
I mean, my number one thing, and I have to say it, like, I'm not trying to defend his accountability or Rendon's accountability for their own health, but listen, the NFL fires strength and conditioning coaches relatively regularly.
Yeah.
If you have a season in the NFL where, fucking, let's face it, there's 40 guys on a roster?
Like 52. I think
Yeah,
it's 52.
okay, yeah, 52. Say you have a season where 15 to 20 year guys are down for more than 4 weeks. Not at the same time, but obviously 4 weeks spread out for the season. You're held accountable if you're the strength and conditioning coach. The MLB has
Yes.
strength and conditioning coaches. Why have the Angels never been held accountable for this? You got Trout, who's missing, let's just say, since, fuck it, I'm not going to say 2020, because that's not fair. You say 2019. Yeah, no, let's put it at 2017. He played 114 games. 18, 140. 2019, 134. So that's another IL stint. Same with 18. 2020 doesn't count. He played 53 that year out of a 60-game season?
Yeah.
21, 36 games. 22, 119. 23, 82. This year, 29. Why are you not putting any blame on your strength and conditioning team? And yet Rendon is one of the biggest perpetrators of, I sneezed and I feel like I might have died. So I think I'm not going to be able to play for the next year. And then you have every single year 3 to 5 major blows to their pitching staff.
Yeah.
How is it their strength and conditioning team is not put on blast by the media, by MLB Network, because they're the only ones that fucking talk about baseball? Because, we all know that ESPN's not going to talk about something that in-depth. They're going to worry about whether or not the fucking St. Louis, or not St. Louis Cardinals, the St. Louis Rams, never mind, that's not a thing anymore, the LA Rams, whether or not the LA Rams strength and conditioning coach had 2 vanilla smoothies in the morning. They're going to worry about that at ESPN, because they don't give a fuck about baseball. You have the MLB Network with Greg Insinger sitting, shut up, dude. No one talks about the in-depth parts of baseball like they do football, which is absolute dog shit.
I think the one thing we really have to keep in mind on this is we're still talking about the Angels. We're talking about a team that let Shohei Ohtani walk instead of doing the right thing at the deadline and getting as many great... You could have gotten 3 top prospects for Shohei Ohtani.
You could have got something, even though he went down at the end of August. You could have still got something in return.
He's still the greatest generational baseball player of probably all time at this point.
Agreed.
You could have dangled him out there and been like, Shohei's available. Your phone is ringing off the fucking hook. Not even 2 minutes later, with teams going, we'll give you 3 of our top 10 prospects. You know what that does for your farm? That takes your terrible farm from 28th probably up to 15th.
At the very least.
Because now you have a good supply. And guess what? That first team's offer of 3 prospects in the top 10, guess what you now have? You have leverage over every other team calling in. They're going, we want Ohtani. You tell them, guess what? I already talked to a team they're offering 3 of their top 10 prospects. What are you going to offer? Because that's where I'm at right now. And the next team could go, we'll give you half of the top 10. So then you go, all right, hold on. Keep taking the fucking phone calls. If no one beats the offer, you call him back. Guess what? You're getting Ohtani and I'm getting 5 top prospects back.
Wait a minute. Did I just learn how how trade deadline day goes from Jay? Oh my God, Jay, you just absolutely changed the game. You just literally said,
Like,
by the way, Angels. Was it Dipoto? Dipoto's their GM? I think it's
I
Jerry
think
Dipoto.
so.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. If it's not, then fuck you. You're just getting put on blast anyway. Dipoto, listen to us. Jay just taught you how to do trade deadline week. Get something in return for people who you're not going to waste or you shouldn't waste. Dude,
It's
it's such a sad organization. If the A's weren't what they are, thanks to Jeff Fisher, the Angels would be the worst ran franchise in the league.
and to add to it, the other thing that bothers me about this, how many years has Mike Trout been dealing with injuries that are taking him out for not for half seasons, for
It's
a
been
full
7
season?
out of the past 10.
7 out of the past 10. You should have started seeing a pattern of, okay, listen, it's not a complete red flag because he's still productive, but we need to really think about, how much longer do we want to keep this guy around when he still has value to gather what we can for him. You had to have kept that in mind 4 years ago. The minute he gets hurt, his value goes down a little more because now they're like, okay, this is the second time he's had this injury. How long is he out now? Oh, he's out for a half season? Obviously something's still wrong there. So as Trout keeps getting hurt, his value's going from here to here to here to here to here. It's practically at nothing now. He's 32. He's going to be on the IL for more games this year than he will have played.
Again.
This is the problem with the A's ownership, is that they think that they're the smartest person in the room, but they don't know.
Angels, not A's. Angels.
I'm sorry.
You're right, though. You're still right, though. You're still right. You're still right.
They think, you can't think you're the smartest guy in the room when you're wearing your fucking hat for a shoe. You cannot do that. This is what makes Howie Roseman of the Eagles such a great general manager. He traded an edge rusher to the Jets, and we're talking football real quick, for a 3rd-round pick. Now, mind you, this edge rusher wanted a new contract. Howie was like, you know what? No, we're getting younger. Here, we'll send you somewhere. Send him to the Jets. They got a 3rd-round pick. This same edge rusher now is holding out a training camp because the Jets aren't giving him the money that he wants. You need to be this kind of smart running a team. You need to recognize what you have and, okay, what can we get back? The Phillies fleeced them. They gave him Mickey Moniak, a top draft pick. We got Brandon Marsh back, who all of a sudden works with Kevin Long, and for a couple months there was hitting over 300. Obviously, he's cooled down a little bit, but this shows what he's capable of.
He still has all the potential to become the everyday player he should be.
Absolutely.
It's just unfortunate that he's not getting the at-bats against lefties. It's not that he needs to currently, because obviously right now there's something a little bit more pressing, and that's called putting a fucking flag up in center field that says World Series Champions 2024. But
I agree.
This isn't the type of year to work on your mechanics during the season. Understood across the board, Brandon Marsh is not an unhappy camper because he understands what this organization is, what he is to the organization, the future, but also it's a Philly thing now with our young cores across all four sports. I mean, fuck, the Union have a 14-year-old playing.
Professionally now.
Yeah, a 14-year-old making 4.5 mil. Just saying. Little fucker. By the way, I saw a video of him actually working at basically a concession stand at the stadium. I'm like, yeah, that's illegal. Where's his working papers? But anyway, I digress on that. But let's go back to the fact that we have four teams that are putting a lot of effort into young pools. The Eagles are doing it. I mean, they moved a quarter of the state of Georgia to our fucking team. And then you have the Phillies who have the daycare. You got the Flyers who I don't think anyone's ever been legally allowed in a casino or a strip club in Utah in this state, or, well, in this age. I don't know what Utah's ages are. I'm pretty sure they're just too busy soaking. I don't think they actually have.
Oh, God.
I don't think they actually have strip clubs there. But yeah, like, the Union have a 14-year-old, and then the Sixers, they play basketball, right? I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Last thing I heard was their MVP from 2 years ago is perpetually hurt. Awfully childish.
I will say this. All joking aside, I do like the Sixers, and I love Joel Embiid. The dude just embodies Philadelphia. Like how Joel Embiid and Bryce Harper both graduates of the Philadelphia School of Pandering, because those two are the biggest panders in my entire life. And
You're not
pandering
wrong.
is pretty much like doing anything you can to really embrace Phil. You talk to Bryce Harper about Philadelphia, Bryce Harper's like, I've never even played for the Washington Nationals. I've been a Philadelphia Philly my entire career. Like, the dude...
What are you talking about? I was born at Penn.
He's like, I was
born at
literally born... I was born right down the street at Penn Hospital. Like, right off Broad Street. Like, that... Like, I'm from here.
Oh,
Like,
you need
that
directions?
is-
Yeah.
That's who Bryce Harper...
Oh, you need
Yeah.
directions? He's that guy, dude.
So, dickhead, what you do is you go right all the way down Broad Street, you get down to Wallace, you bang a left, and then there's the cheese fry stand right there, all right? You got a
You're-
dickhead? Cool.
You're gonna make 4 lefts.
He's like, and then
Hey.
what? He's like, make 4 more.
Like, that's fucking 2 circles. Dickhead. And it walks away. Yeah, that's
Like-
the Philly way. That's the Philly way. What can I say?
it's great, but
All
I
right.
mean,
Dude, those two, I mean, during COVID, when it was at its, I want to say, downfall in the end of the summer, Embiid was out on literally courts in the streets playing pickup games. Like,
yeah.
that's a bully. Like, that's a bully. Like, he is a bully. Like, it's like, oh, what's up? How you doing, Joel? What's up, dog? He's our boy. Like, 100%. He is our boy. That is Philly embrace. Like, dude, I ain't got work today. I'm gonna go shoot hoops. Where? Oh, some fucking court in the middle of the city. I don't care.
The best Joel Embiid moment was after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and obviously all Philadelphia is pumped. They're outside. They're excited. They're all doing their thing. Jeff Skaversky, a Philadelphia reporter, is down on Broad Street hanging out, interviewing people. Joel Embiid walks up behind him, and Jeff Skaversky's losing it. He's like, oh, it's Joel! Joel, what do you gotta say? Joel grabs the mic. Trust the process. The fans go ballistic. Dude, it's so... I hope that Matvey Mishkov knows Philadelphia Flyer. Love the kid. I hope he embraces Philadelphia as much as those two,
Dude,
but does it in a pure Russian accent. He's like, yes, I love Philadelphia.
hopped off the plane wearing a Philly ball cap, dude.
Dude, that hat was so nice.
Fresh.
So beautiful. That was
Chris,
a beautiful hat.
hot,
Oh,
because it was orange.
it was a
All right,
beautiful, beautiful hat.
we haven't done much of this episode, so we just brought him up. Let's talk about our boy, the Phillies. See it here, his own Bryce Harper. So he's done something many times in his career. Let's talk about the fact that this past Saturday night, the gentleman himself, Mr. I'm here to tell Philly that I love you and I want Philly to love me back. Collected his 700th extra base hit of his career on a home run. Each of Harper's last 4 milestones offensively have come via home runs. His 700th extra base hit, which was this past Saturday. His 900th RBI, which was back in April. His 1,000th run scored back in April. His 1,500th hit last September. I'm not done. Additionally, each of Harper's last 3 extra base hit milestones have come on home runs. 500th extra base hit, June 2021. 600th extra base hit, September 2022. And his 700th, July 20th, last Saturday, this year. But he has also homered for his 500th career hit in 13 before he was here and actually being embraced and loved by the good patron saints of Philadelphia. His 600th in 16, 800th in 18, 900th in 18, 100th in 19, and 1500th in 23. This gentleman does every single fucking milestone in goddamn style with a goddamn home run. Can you feel it?
I can feel it, and I can also one up you.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. How many goddamn times does this world have to go through something for Nick Castellanos to hit a goddamn fucking home run? What are we doing here? I mean, for Christ's sake! Joe Biden steps down and Nick Castellanos takes the worst pitch I have ever seen in my entire life deep to left field for a bomb. This guy has missed fastballs down the middle, and he digs this ugly ass pitch out of the ground and puts it 10 rows deep.
Gotta love it.
I mean, the guy homered the day that the U.S. killed Osama bin Laden.
In 2011, his first professional home run. That was in single A
Yes.
ball.
That was the start of if Nick Castellanos was around on 9/11 playing, my God. If you want to add a name to that list of 4 home run games, you might as well just chalk up Nick Castellanos. And if it's a doubleheader, guess what? He's hitting 8.
Listen, I'm just saying it. Listen, I like where your head's at with that. For, trying to save 9/11 for, the good of America. But what he would have done is he would have hit a ball so high, foul, and broke that plane's wing. I don't care what time in the morning it was. He still would have did it. He still would have did it because that's Nick Castellanos' way. He would have saved the world one home run at a time. That's not a home run. I get it. But you're saying, Rich, why would you say that? Richie Sixpierce, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, that's not a home run. That's not Nick Castellanos' style. Nick Castellanos doesn't care. He would have saved America with that goddamn swing. That's just a foul ball and knocking off the wing of a plane. Understand that.
We as a country and gambling assholes are at a point where we need to watch the news, because if some serious shit is going on, if the Phillies are playing, we got to drop a $10 bet on Castellanos to hit a home run. Because if we don't do it, guess what he's doing? He's going deep.
He's hitting a bomb. And I'm not talking about an ID in the Middle East. I'm talking about almost a nuke.
Like, the guy has a flair for the dramatics. You just can't. The guy is, as the kids say, he's on one.
He's on one for sure.
The guy is. The guy might be on two, but he's most definitely on one.
Yeah. Without a doubt. So, do you have anything else to add for Nick Castellanos?
Besides the fact we love him, we love his son. His son is one of the coolest kids I've ever seen.
Liam.
Biggest Nick Castellanos supporter of all time.
You're a real
Great
one.
family. We hope they stick around. But that's about all I got on Casty.
All right, because I got a guy who's on one today.
Oh shit.
He was on one today, and I mean, it's as close to perfect as you can get. Hey, Dylan Cease. I'm glad that I draft you every single year in fantasy, and for some reason, you're always available to me, but also you were in my keeper league this year, so therefore I kept you again, because let's just face it, your mustache is much better than Paulson's. Much better. I don't know what your wife
You
looks
are
like.
risking.
I don't know what your wife looks like. I know it's not Libby Dunn. I know it's not a public figure. But, DC, listen, man, they named a shoe company after you. I respect the shit out of you. I've always liked you as a pitcher. I think you have one of the best right arms in the sport. It's an absolute menace. You tossed a no-no today against the fucking Nationals, a team that I've just absolutely hated for years. They have a solid team. I will not deny that. They're in a rebuild phase. They have a solid, young core that are trying. Just gonna leave it at that. They're trying. You had 9 Ks, 3 walks today, 0 hits allowed. Congrats on your first no-hitter of hopefully a couple more. Just never against us. I never want to see us get no-hit again. Please. Let's just say, one of the coolest things I've ever seen, absolute coincidence, or just happenstance, or just divine intervention, or however you want to describe it, it's just pretty fucking cool. The person who broke up his no-hit bid 3 years ago, 2 years ago, a couple years ago, with 2 outs in the ninth, is on his team and handed him the ball tonight and said, "You got the game ball." Luis Arias, a couple years ago, broke up his no-hitter against the Twins when he was on the White Sox for 8 2/3 of no-hit ball. And Luis Arias handed him that ball tonight and said, "Good job."
You talk about, like, the last guy you'd want to see trying to finish off a no-hitter. If I'm looking at Luis Arias, I am like, oh, dude, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Like, you're just praying that he just accidentally gets under one and just pops it up to the third baseman.
The one guy who's like a, 80% chance of a dump single behind third base, behind second base. Like, it's literally garbage hits after garbage hits because he is just, it's not that he's a bad ball hitter, but Jesus Christ, Luis Arias just hits the ball. He has no power to him, so there's zero strength behind any hit. He's just a lucky hitter. He's a very good lucky hitter.
Yeah.
But let's just face it. What are the odds that the person who broke up your no-hitter last time is the person who hands you the game ball and they played second base behind you the whole fucking game?
I wouldn't say it's zero, but I would say it's slim.
I mean, listen, I'm a realist. It's 50-50. Either it happens or it doesn't. So, whatever. But Dylan Cease is on one. He's on one, dude. Listen, 9 strikeouts, 3 walks for a no-hitter. Listen, Dylan Cease is not the most efficient pitcher of all time. He's a
No.
damn good strikeout pitcher. He's got the stuff. But he's a little wild. But let's just look at this stat. He's the first MLB player in the modern era to have 3 consecutive starts of 8 or more Ks and 1 hit or less.
That's interesting.
That's awfully disgustingly impressive. That's not shit you should believe. Like, honestly. So his last 3 starts, he pitched against Arizona. I'm sorry, not that game. Baseball Reference is not updated yet from his stats today. So in Atlanta, he went 6 innings with 11 Ks, 1 hit. Against
That ain't a
Cleveland,
bad game.
1 hit, 10 strikeouts. Combined between those 2 games, 4 walks. That is mighty, mighty, mighty impressive. Today, 114 pitches, 9 strikeouts, 3 walks. This is the most pitches he's ever thrown in a game. He's thrown 113 twice. 1 pitch more than his career high. And dude, impressed.
That's what's crazy to me is that, like, we talked about this episodes ago of like should we start capping pitchers at pitches because, you know, with the rise in UCL injuries, Dylan Cease has been pretty lucky for the most part with
Sure.
with avoiding the injury bug, hasn't he? Like, because I don't ever remember Dylan Cease, like, being out with
So he came up in 19.
any long...
He came up in 19. He had 14 games started, so he was a midseason call-up. 2020 doesn't count. He had 12 starts, which means that he pitched the whole season. Ish. 32 starts, 32 starts, 33 starts, 21 so far this year. The dude's a workhorse. He's very similar to Nola, where he's going to show up every single game and pitch. Listen, Nola's not the power strikeout pitcher that he is. Nola's a little bit more finesse. Nola's a lot more finesse, I should say. But they are 2 guys that are extremely similar in stats come end of season. Like, if you compare them both, it's crazy. The only thing that Nola will always have over him is innings. Cease does not pitch a lot of innings because he throws so many pitches.
Yeah.
But you're looking at a guy who is hitting 200 strikeouts just about every single season. Nothing but respect for that. I love Dylan Cease. I think he's one of the best pitchers in the game that does not get the actual praise that he should. When you look at it, he pitched for Chicago White Sox for years, and now he's from San Diego. This is literally the second no-hitter for San Diego in their career. Well, their franchise career. The first one happened in 2021 with Joe Musgrove. But one cool fact about Dylan Cease's no-hitter, he is the 6th pitcher in the expansion era since 61 to lose a no-hit bid with 2 outs in the 9th or later, and then also complete a no-hitter. Roy Halladay Dave Steve, Tom Seaver, Jim Maloney, and Larry Dierker are the only other pitchers to ever do that. Pretty
I didn't know
damn
Roy
cool.
Halladay was on that list.
Yeah, Roy Halladay lost a no-hitter when he was with the Blue Jays. And then I believe he tossed his first no-hitter with us and his only complete or perfect game with us.
Yeah, which that was such a great game.
Awesome.
that Reds playoff game was awesome.
For lack of better
Great game.
words, it was going to go make you go sit in a parking lot and jerk off.
Oh man, we are just whacking away at the fucking masturbation one.
We are beating that dick to no ends. Oh, it's just
You know what? That does remind me. Morgan asked me to polish the banister, so I gotta do that tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, it'd be smart. It'd be smart. I want you to be safe. Take your time. Light a candle. Put on some Sade. Smooth operator. Just have a good time. But also remember,
More of a
it's about you.
what's that? Yeah,
It's about you.
I'm more of a Billy Idol kind of guy.
Oh,
Yeah, throw on some Billy Idol, a little White Wedding. You know what I mean?
trying to
Feel out the day.
paint the walls white. Yeah.
May have to run to a Dollar General, grab some supplies.
Yeah, just don't hang out in the parking lot too long. Your best bet, honestly, I mean, being that you can't smoke in a hotel room, just rent a hotel room and just finish on everything in there, because that's going to save you $250.
All right, enough. That's too much.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Sorry, I didn't mean to make the back end of this sticky.
All right, let's finish up in more ways than one.
Oh, I'll finish. Just let me finish.
Let's grab the tissues and jump into final thoughts.
Well, final thoughts. I fucking hated the home run derby this year, man. I like the format was so stupid. Like, it's not that it took away from it. Like, I had fun watching it because there was a player on my team there. If you're not an avid fan of the sport as a whole, like you and I are, where we could just put any game on. We could watch fucking softball and not care. If you legit have that format and you're not a big fan of the game, unless it's your player, you're not fucking watching.
No.
Have you seen viewership polls? I haven't seen anything for this All-Star game or anything yet. I don't think I looked it up either. No, I know I didn't look it up. I think that's going to be like a week or two down the line, because usually when it comes to big live events like that, they don't do it immediately for us. So it's fine. It's fine. We'll come back to that. I'm going to make a mental note, but also I'm going to write it down about trying to find out where the ratings were for that, because let's face it, man. It was not. It just wasn't it, man. Who cares? Well, what we truly need is the actual, no offense to Alec Bohm, listen, man, you're a goddamn freak in nature of being so tall, agile at third base. I respect it. But what we need are the game's prolific home run hitters. Why was Aaron Judge not there? Why was Schwarber not there? Why was Harper, Shohei Ohtani? Like, why did you not see the guys who are the absolute power studs? Pete Alonso, fuck you. Come on, dude. It's not all about you. It's not your event. What we really need is to go back to a formula where it's the game's power hitters.
Yes.
And fuck it, dude. Bring back last year's event model. Last year's event model was perfect. 10-minute round. It was great. Like this year with the additional 425 bonus, you get that extra out. Everyone got a bonus round. Like, it's not a bonus
Yeah.
round when everyone gets it. Sure, you get one extra ball if you hit 425. Dude, not everyone can hit 425 that was in this event. What you needed,
Yeah.
guys, that can hit 475. It was just kind of lame duck. Sorry, I'm getting choked up thinking about how good the home run derby used to be. It was just lame duck,
You're
dude. But it was blood. I don't care.
like you're definitely right, because the one thing I did notice in the Derby this year, and I didn't even stay up for the whole thing, I'll be honest with you, because like I stayed up for the first round, saw Bohm move on, and then I was just like, dude, this is fucking boring, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sitting here legit bored of watching a home run derby. Not because the players are bad players. They're not bad. They're
No,
there for a reason.
they're all studs, dude. Every single one who was in that game is a stud.
It's just like when you don't put the face of your sport in the home run derby, and you're relying on these 8 guys who people know. Well, baseball fans know them. You talk to like a basketball fan, be like, "Yo, you ready to see Gunnar Henderson?" He'll be like, "Who the fuck are you talking about?"
I've never heard of that man.
And
Is he white?
and there's no disrespect to Gunnar Henderson at all.
Absolutely not, dude.
It's
You're
just
one of the
he's
best players
not
in the
a
game.
big. He's just not one of the big names that's recognized from every sport. That's just how it goes. Like if you ask a basketball fan about Shohei Ohtani, they're going to know him. Obviously, the guy's got $700 million.
Well, yeah.
But like, dude, like I got so bored of watching it. Like, there wasn't any excitement. The announcers weren't like pumping up the crowd. Like, they were like, "Oh, there goes another," and then he hits it. And he's like, "Oh, that one has a chance. Oh, look at that!" Like,
It was,
dude.
it was ESPN.
It was so,
yeah.
yeah.
Dude, Eduardo
Like,
Perez,
it was just
he's got
dreadful.
marbles in his mouth, dude. Eduardo Perez should not be calling anything. Listen, dude, I understand English is not your first language,
Oh
but
man,
Jesus Christ, dude, you are marble mouth. You just weren't interesting to listen to. Like,
none of them were.
nothing. Like, that entire time felt like an eternity. How is it that we
Yes.
had 10-minute rounds last year, and they just felt like they flew by? That's
Yeah, like-
80 minutes. That's 80 guaranteed minutes for the first 8. Plus then all of the conversations and all of the, timeouts and everything like that. How is it that guaranteed 80 minutes felt faster than 5 fucking people this week or this year?
I like it was to the point after the first round ended, I was like, dude, I don't even care at this point. Like, if Bohm wins, great, but I am fucking exhausted. Like, I don't even want to stay awake for this thing at this point.
Yeah, also another thing that I don't understand is, why is it that you start that at 8 o'clock? Most
Dude.
games
Yeah.
start at 6:40. Your viewership for the first inning, guarantee has to be a higher peak than the first 20 minutes of the home run derby. The home run derby, which is supposed to be a spectacle. This year, you know what it was? Fucking boring. Listen, congrats to Teoscar Hernandez. The guy is a really good fucking player. I really like him. I've liked him for years. But Jesus Christ, dude. No one put on a show. No one put on anything that made me interested. Except Bohm.
Yeah.
Because he's the only person there that shouldn't have been there.
I said this before we started recording. If you had the chance to watch the MLB Futures game, and this is for you, the people listening, that game was way more exciting than the All-Star game. Like,
Yeah.
the All-Star game was cool, don't get me wrong, but the Futures game, dude, they were teeing off in that game. And you got to see the future of baseball in this game. You know, we had two Phillies there. Cam Collier from the Cincinnati Reds crushed the ball to center field. Like, this thing was smoked. And it was
Dude, he
like,
fucked it
damn,
up.
dude.
Dude, he demolished.
And I'm just like, and I remember sitting there watching. I was like, oh, this is going to be a great All-Star weekend. Like, it's going to be awesome.
Oops.
The Derby, boring. Celebrity softball game, didn't even know it was on. The regular
it on?
All-Star game.
I thought that was just like the Pro Bowl, where it was only available online.
Dude. And then the All-Star game, yes, it was awesome seeing Paul Skeens there, but it was like, dude, this is still just boring as fuck, man. This is supposed to be your midsummer, like, your big thing.
You're
This
raw
felt
for
like
the
this,
summer.
like, I'm very excited that the Phillies are going to host this thing in 2 years. But my
Yeah.
God, can we please call Chris fucking Berman? Because I cannot sit.
With
if-
Eduardo Perez. Or
If
Doug
I'm
Glanville.
there, dude, give me someone that's going to bring the energy, bring the noise.
What happened to Eric Burns?
Eric Burns just dropped off the face of the earth. I'm pretty sure he married a volleyball and now he's on some island somewhere.
Dude,
I
Eric
don't know.
Burns was an awesome broadcaster. He was very good.
Like,
You know what? Next year, if ESPN actually has the rights to the Home Run Derby, you know who we're getting? You know damn right who we're getting. We're getting the A's announcer.
wait, the athletics announcer? Oh, Jenny or DB?
Yeah, Jenny.
It's like,
All right, just stop.
How about-
Jake, just give me your final thoughts. Just stop. Don't be negative.
all right.
Don't be negative.
No, dude, you almost had me. I
Take a
won't say
sip.
that.
Take a sip and relax. If you have nothing left in the glass, just breathe a few times.
It's all
Just
gone.
breathe a few times. All right, let's just
I'm good.
walk
I'm good.
away.
I got this.
Just walk away.
All right. For my final thoughts this week, a quick happy birthday to one William Wagner. You may also know him as Billy Wagner. He turns 53 today.
What?
Former Phillies closer. Yeah, I didn't think Billy was past his 50s, but it makes sense. Billy, happy birthday. You know, we really don't see him around CBP, but I don't think he left Philly on good terms, so I guess it's
No.
understandable
How many years was he
why
with
he doesn't
us?
come around.
A couple, right?
Old Billy Boy was here for, wow, Jesus Christ, 2 years.
That's
04
it.
and 05.
That's it.
He spent 2 years.
So the
2
year
years
we
here
opened
and-
CBP, and the next year. That's it.
He got 21 saves that first year and 38 in the second year, and that was it. And then he went to the Mets. So yeah,
That's why
Happy-
he's not welcome back here that much. That's right. I forgot he.
happy
went once in
birthday,
the
Billy
months.
Boy.
Yeah, well, also Billy, fucking jog on, whatever.
And for my second one, we are going to the usual. Today in baseball history,
Ooh, I love
we
this.
are jumping to 1941. We are talking 41-year-old Lefty Grove
Ooh.
wins his 300th game as the Boston Red Sox defeat the Cleveland Indians 10-6 before a Fenway Ladies' Day crowd of 16,000. Though he will make 6 more starts, this will be Grove's last career win. So Fenway had a Ladies' Day, and what better way to celebrate it than to throw out old Lefty Grove with 299 wins picking
Ooh.
up that 300th.
Ooh, you know who they call
What a
Lefty
guy,
Grove now?
man.
You know who they call Lefty Grove now?
I swear to God. I swear to God. Don't do it. All right, do it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I
No,
mean, in
go
fairness-
ahead.
All right, dude. It's not that it's Lefty Grove. It's Lefty Grove. Who doesn't love Reese McGuire?
This episode is just gonna have to be called the Reese McGuire episode. And people are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, they're talking about the thing."
Reese two-piece. Because we straight up fucking two-piece him this whole fucking night. You sick fuck.
And I guess to really wind it down, Philly's struggling as of late, but hoping to turn it around. Currently have the day off, and then tomorrow, I'm not sure who they play. A
Fuck,
quick
I don't
Google
remember.
search will tell all.
I mean, like you and I both said, like, we both just think it just could be mid-season
Ow.
woes as the season goes. Like, it is what it is.
We go and we get Cleveland.
At
So
home?
battle of the top two teams. I forgot. I actually have tickets for the Saturday game, so I will be spending my Saturday at CBP watching Jose Ramirez probably crush one to the second deck.
Listen, Jay, you know I love you like a brother. How the fuck do you always forget that you have tickets? You always by the way, I'm going to the game tomorrow. I completely forgot. What?
It's a very special skill acquired over time.
Yeah.
That's all I can
You're
say.
not even a stoner. You're just like, I just forget that I spend money.
Well, so here's the thing. I actually did spark one up today, but
This is America.
yeah, I did toke on one, and I did make a couple screwdrivers. It's a great night to be alive. Let's just say that much.
You know who was a screwdriver?
Who was it, Rich?
Reese McGuire. In the words of Mark Norman, comedy.
Rich, do you want to send them out, baby?
Guys, we love you. I can't toast on an empty beer because that's illegal, but it's also just bad luck. Guys, we love you. Thank you so much for being patient for a week, but also, fuck you if you weren't. Just saying, it's very easy to have patience. We're back. We're not going anywhere. We love you guys, and also, keep it in your pants. Stay drunk.
Reese, knock it off, bud. I'm Jay. That's Rich. This is Drunks on the Pond, episode 18. We are getting the fuck out of here, and we will see you guys next week. Z, do me a favor, baby. Hit that music. We're getting the fuck out of here. Later.